Welcome back, guys. It's Morgan and Larry, and we've come up with yet another rainbow loom first. It was actually my wife's idea, Morgan's mother's idea, and we're going to introduce it to you today, and we're going to teach you how to make the Starburst American flag bracelet. Here you go. Here's your first look at it. Turned out to be a great project, great idea, and it looks fabulous. So I'm going to go over with you what you're going to need for this to get you started. And we used a walloping 4 looms to make this bracelet, all stitched together. So figure out how you can tie them together your own way. Make it sure it's stable. It is a little weak in the middle, but that's good as long as you keep it on the flat. And to set it up, you're going to do the one offset in the middle, 2 side by side, 1 offset in the middle. So pause the video, get your loom set up this way. You could do 2 side by side, go to the end and then stitch it together on the other side. If you want, you can figure that out. We're not going to cover that in this video. Maybe at another time and date we'll figure out how to do it. But basically the same, just like when we did the original double cross double starburst. You can, pull your ends off here and then stitch it back to the other side. You can figure that out. Otherwise, possibly we'll do a video in the future that tells you how to do it with 2 looms. But for ease of use, we're going to use 4 looms today. Okay, you're going to need 2 C-clips to clip it all together. You're going to need your hook, of course. You're going to need a total of 45 blue rubber bands. You're going to need 49 red rubber bands. So an even 50 if you want. And then when it comes to the white front, you're going to need 124 rubber bands in the white variety, which gives you a grand total of 218 rubber bands for this bracelet. So again, we'll get started. It's the Starburst American flag. Great bracelet. And we'll get it rolling. Okay, so let's get started. As I showed you, or as I said in the intro there, the bracelet that we're going to be making today is a Starburst American flag bracelet, and it's going to use 4 looms to make it. So, figure out the best configuration that you can get these things held together. You just kind of patch, everything together and get it to where it's, sturdy enough that it's not squeezing in and out when you do it. So, just do the best you can with getting it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the bottom row, and it's just going to be a single that you're going to go right along here, then a single here, and then a single here. And we're going to start with white, then red, then white. So those of you who have plenty of experience, we're doing it this way because we work away from ourselves, but I'm going to work on it sideways so you can see the progress as we go along. Now, you're going to begin where your starburst would go. I'm going to turn this a little to the side here. And you're going to do what your typical starburst pattern would be, but you're going to use blue. So you're going to start here on the corner, you're going to go to the outside, and then you're going to work your way up. And you're going to work your way up 13. You're going to go up 13 rubber bands. So here's 1. Then you're going to go back down here. You're going to go the other direction. And go up the same number 13 times. Okay, now once you end here on your 13th one, you're going to continue the flag part of it, or the stripes part of it. So you're going to add a blue here, or a red here, sorry, not a blue, a red. I know my colors. And since you know there's going to be white here, just go ahead and jump ahead and do your second red line up here. Now, from this point here, you have the beginning of which is going to be your starburst. But you've done all your lines, you know, for the stripes and the flag, except the white that's going to go in the middle here. But what you're going to do now is you're going to go down here to begin your starburst. And there's plenty of videos out there that'll show you how to do them. If you watch the first video, there's a link to a young lady that does a great starburst video. But what we're going to do is we're going to build on that, but there's going to be a little twist to the starburst. So again, when you make the starburst, you're going to go kind of to the 2 o'clock position is the one you're going to start with, and then you're going to continue to here. And then for these upright pieces, you're going to use blue. So then you're going to take a blue one into here, and then you're going to do white and white, and then you're going to go up. Ooh, a piece of hair on that one. And then you're going to do a white one here. Get that out of the way. Get that over. Push that corner down. Okay. And then you're going to go up to the next section. Remember, crossing to the center. Let's get some white over here too. There, and then the up and down ones are going to be blue. Make your cross there, and do a blue up. Okay. Again, I'm going to turn it sideways so you can see. Okay. So remember, you're going to go to your 2 o'clock one here, and one there. Sixth star, you're going to add one extra piece of blue, because that's going to give you some separation with it, and just continue on with your white as you would finish up the rest. Okay, so this should be your final. This is what everything should look like once you get to this point. You haven't done your cross, bracing yet, but we're going to go over that in a second. So, you're going to have your starbursts built up here. You got your 3 rows of singles down here at the bottom. You have your starbursts here with a white X with a blue crossing in the middle. You got 6 of them. And then you have the remaining 3 singles along the top. Okay. Now, we're going to use white to cross, and this is where, if you've done the triple, this is where you're going to have a little bit of a change by putting these all together. So remember, when you do the triple, as you're building up, you skip these first ones, which is fine, okay? And we're going to use white to tie everything together. Let me get these blues out of the way, and let's get this white over here. But what we're going to do when we tie these together is we're going to go across 4, okay? So we're going to go across the triangle and then add 1 extra. So we're going to go across the triangle and add 1 extra. Okay. Now we're going to go here real quick before we put on that last row, and we're going to cap off our starbursts. And you cap off the starburst on the central points. Now, if you've done the regular starburst, they have you cap off the beginning, but we don't need to do that because it's going to be tied into that single row. So you don't need that first initial cap. Here's one of the significant pieces here, because what I've determined is, if you use 3 to tie this together, you could very well do that, but what happens is if you put 3 on one side and 4 on the other, then the one that's got the 3 side is going to stick out and be a little loose. So what I've done is I use 4 across both sides. And then that way they remain the same tension. And you start right at the end of your starburst. So the last piece of your starburst is where you're going to start your, your rubber band to tie your triples together. This is what you've worked up. You got the 3 triples, or the 3 single lines. You got your 6 starbursts that get tied into 3 more single lines. And then you have it all tied together. Remember, the starburst holds itself together with these caps that you've put on. And then you have these pieces holding all your singles together. Alright. So, then all it is the standard flipping everything together. So you're going to do one side, then you're going to do the other, and then you'll do the 3, the 3 singles. And then when you start back here, you're going to get all the way to the point where your starbursts are, and then you're going to complete your starbursts and finish them. So let's get it rolling, and we'll get back with you. So remember, you pull it up through here, you hook it on. For those that have done the single, it's, same old, same old. Okay, so as you can see here, we've done the 3 singles, just the standard single across the triangles, all the way across, making sure that you don't get any of these, triangles that we've made, the 4-pin triangles. Make sure you don't get those tied in. You're going over and under them, just like a standard, like if you know how to make the triple, it's the same thing, you're just adding an extra piece to it, okay? And then we're going to go down here and we're going to start and we're going to build these up until we get to our starbursts, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, and we're up into the triples and the starbursts. Now, keep in mind that there's an extra blue here, and you're going to tie that into the single because that's actually keeping separation from the starbursts. So it'll kind of keep a little bit separate when you tie into the stripes. It adds a little dimension to it. So you're going to do the first row of those, and then you're going to start your starbursts. And you start your starbursts by taking the middle one up here, and you're going to wrap it around this one, and then you build your starburst. If you're familiar with them, you're going to go counterclockwise, and you're going to circle around here, wrap each peg that way. You got your center one, which is blue, so do your best not to get them mixed up. It's more difficult with this one because of the fact that you got a lot of white in the center. And then that completes your starburst there. And then you go to the next one. You're going to get the middle section and work upwards. Do it. So we finished up our starbursts, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go down here and we're going to finish up our singles, okay, which is nothing normal, you're all used to them. Okay, and then when you get to your last starburst, of course, you're going to take this corner up here, okay, and you're going to pull through and take this corner up here, and that's going to complete your starbursts, okay, and your singles. So, to recap what we've done, okay, we started out putting down all our singles, our 3 lines of singles for the bottom stripes. Then we did our starbursts and our upper stripes. We put our triangles down. Then we do our single, our 3 rows of singles. Then we do our 3 rows of singles until we get to the, we do the first blue. Remember, there's 13 rows of blue. We do the first row of blue as the singles, and then we make our starbursts, our 6 starbursts here. And then we go back and we finish the singles that go along the outside of the starbursts, and then we bring our points to here. Okay? From this point, and this is just what I like to do if you've watched any of my videos, is I use the double. So we're going to go down to this bottom single here and bring it to the middle. And then we're going to go to the third and go to the middle. Okay. So then you're going to have this point and this point that you're going to tie off to. And I love doing these double. So you got 2 rubber bands. Okay, 2 rubber bands here. You're going to overlap them. You're going to put your hook down through the center there. You're going to hook both of those rubber bands. If I can do this on film here. Too much of a righty. Okay. And just bring them up through there and pull them around to the front. Then you're going to overlap. Then pull the upper ones. And pull that through. Just basically looping it over itself. And then you got that double right here that you're going to hook your clip to. But that makes it so if one rubber band fails, you always have another one. And that'll kind of keep your bracelet, because this is the critical point here, that if this comes apart, the whole bracelet comes apart. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. And just wrap it around. Go down here, hook your loop. Pull the upper pieces around. And then pull it tight. Okay. So, from this point on, you're ready to take it off the loom. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The American flag with the Starburst built in. And it's long enough, my daughter's 10 years old, but it's plenty big enough to put on my wrist, or anybody else's for that matter. American flag Starburst. Idea brought to you by my wife, Bobby. So, let's hook on our C-clips. And again, if you didn't watch the first video, these little cases we got at Walmart, 88 cents. Great buy. 88 or 85, I can't remember, but one of the two. And what I do is I double this up too, since you got 2 whites on this end. Hook both of them in there. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. And you can see how the blue separation in the Starburst helps separate those stars, so you can see all 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. The Rainbow Loom Starburst American flag. Okay, I'll get back with you on the next one.